Hello YouTube, I'm back with my second topic today, and as I promised you people that if I get enough views, I'll come up with my new video. Now, since in the last 24 hours I have got around 100 views, and I'm pretty pleased with that. So now today we are going to discuss about the IELTS speaking. Okay, you can see it's IELTS speaking, and after discussing on IELTS writing, it's time for IELTS speaking. Now, IELTS speaking is a very interesting part about the whole IELTS system. See, it actually consists of 11 to 14 minutes, 14 minutes actually. So this is where you need to spend the least amount of time, but there is a but. I have seen people falter, most of the people falter in this segment of IELTS, because you need to speak out your heart, out of your heart, and you have to voice your opinion, and whether you support something or not, you have to speak up. Okay, you need to express your views. So it's approximately an 11 to 14 minutes long affair, and which we can divide into 3 halves. Now, as you can see, in the first half is interview. Okay, this is the interview part, which consists of 4 to 5 minutes. It will take 4 to 5 minutes to complete this phase. Now, then comes the long term part, the long term. Okay, 3 to 4 minutes, and the last part is the discussion, 4 to 5 minutes. So put together, it's around 11 to 14 minutes. Now, let's just discuss in brief about each and every phase which is there. Now, in the interview part, you need to do something like very basic things. Like when you get into the room, you'll be asked to provide your passport. Okay, first it will be an one-on-one conversation, one-to-one conversation, and the person who will be conducting the interview will ask you to provide your passport, and after checking all your details and all those basic stuffs, he'll be asking you questions regarding some basic things like who are you, which profession are you into, or why do you want to migrate to some other countries, because most of the people, actually most of them, almost all of them, appear for IELTS because they want to migrate to some other countries, right? So now, after getting done with all those basic stuffs, you can ask you a few more basic questions like, do you go for parties, or maybe when was the last time you went for a dinner at a very good restaurant? So these are the questions of which you need to be I think very aware of, because you need to express your own views, and these are very basic questions, and mostly they are factual, so fact based. So either you have gone to some restaurant in the past 2 years or 2 months maybe, but if you haven't, fine, just say no, I didn't go to any restaurants. So these are factual questions. Now, in the last 1 or 2 minutes of this first phase, that is the interview phase, in that interview phase, you need to be very careful about one thing. You will be asked basic questions, but your answers should be very complete. You cannot say just yes or no to those questions. So be very careful about that. Now, after getting over with this interview phase, you are, which we call into that, the long term phase, which will take another 3 to 4 minutes. Here, the interviewer will give you one cue card. We call it cue card, and question card, that is, where there will be a question, a statement like the sports you enjoy the most, or maybe the color you love the most, and a few sub points based on which you need to speak for around 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so once he gives you the cue card, you'll get 1 minute to think. You'll actually get 1 minute to think over it. So after you get the cue card, you will have 1 minute to think your strategy, how to strategize, and then come out all guns blazing, right? So then you have 2 to 3 minutes to speak on that particular topic. Okay, let's be very honest. Most of the people who actually falter in IELTS speaking, they do something horribly wrong in this phase, okay, the long-term phase. So most of them actually falter in this phase, so you need to be very careful about it. Now, once you're done with your long-term topic, okay, then it comes to this point, the discussion. Here in this discussion point, you are asked questions regarding your long-term topic, okay. So maybe just for instance, just say in the cue card you got a topic like the sports you enjoy, okay. So my favorite sports is cricket. I enjoy cricket, so maybe I'm asked about the recent performances of a few Indian batsmen, or maybe regarding a few questions regarding the currently ongoing Women's World Cup, Cricket Women's World Cup. So you need to be very careful about what you want to say, and again, there are a few parameters on which you have to base your answers. I mean, on which your answers will be based. And the first thing is cohesion. Again, so your answers should be very, very cohesive, and it should be linked to the topic. Okay, you cannot digress much. Okay, and the points will be noted on your pronunciation, your fluency, your accuracy, and grammatical resources. I mean, the kind of words you use, the kind of vocabulary you use, the verbal repertoire. Okay, so you need to be very, very particular about all these stuffs. Okay, so this is a very short time you have to spend for your speaking part, but let me tell you something. This is probably the most crucial time you'll be spending regarding your IELTS exam. Now, just one point I want to include to this discussion. This is a very basic things I have already discussed about the IELTS speaking part. Now, how to prepare on the long-term topic? I mean, you will get the cue card, and then what? What will you do? Now, I have a very simple topic. I have a very simple strategy to counter that long-term topic. Generally, long-term topics are not very much alien to someone, but they are challenging at times. So whenever you get the cue card, make sure you note something down on your paper. You will be provided a piece of paper on which you can actually write down a few points, just 1-2 words as points, just like the power in the writing task. I mentioned in that mentioned that PowerPoint, POWER, the strategy power, in my last video. You can actually check it out. Here as well, you can do something like that. You can actually write down 2 or 3 points based on which you can speak, and that's it. I think that's all I can discuss about the strategies and the basic things about IELTS speaking. The most gruesome part, the most grueling part about IELTS speaking is you have to speak. That's it. Yeah, you have to speak. So be prepared for different kinds of questions, and try to paraphrase your answers. And go for the synonyms and antonyms. Okay, these are very crucial. And since I have trained a few people on IELTS, one thing I can assure you, you should keep most of the time of practice for this phase. I mean, for this IELTS speaking part, because this is where most of the people fail. Right? With that, on that note, I'll conclude today's session. I tried to keep it down to a 10-minute long video, absolutely contrary to my last video, my last attempt. So put your comments below if you like it, and let's hope that it actually helps someone. Okay, bye bye.